Hello everybody, my name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to a new World of Tanks preview video. And today we'll have a look at the apex tank of the new French heavy tank line, the AMX M4 MLE54. And this will be the third take which I have to do for this section because I am stupid. So let's have a look how this will go. First of all, I will have a look at how much you need of experience to get through this tank entirely. 182,000 experience is all you need to get it from the tier 9 vehicle. And we already established beforehand that the tier 9 vehicle is an enjoyable grind, as you only need to invest 27,000 experience to get the top turret, 24.6, excuse me. Then you can already go for this tank. You can use another 65,000 experience to get this gun, the 130mm 45 model 1935, a 560 alpha gun, which is arguably in most stats worse than alpha damage. And well, it is a balanced gun in my opinion, as it shows when you compare it to the Panzerkampfwagen 7, which also has a gun with 560 alpha on a heavy tank. Just it has worse penetration on AP and on APCR, arguably 35mm worse penetration, which is a lot, plus the premium shells are only AP. It is more accurate, has a better rate of fire, just slightly though, and a much better aim time, so I guess it is okayish that it has such special, special values. But I personally think that this gun is better than the one on tier 9 tank, as the tier 9 tank's second option gun simply sucks in my opinion. It makes everything wrong you can make wrong. And I think it is also a competitive gun which you can use if you know how to play with it. I talked with a guy from Oda Mortis, OM, German top clan, and he said that he personally prefers the 130 gun more. I said I like the 120 gun more. It is something we already have with the T57 heavy, with the 50B, with the E5, and so on and so on, but I think it feels better. Also, it has more penetration than the 50B for some reason. Not gold ammunition, but AP penetration, 7. Ooh, baby. If we compare those two guns we have, let me just get it up for you. You will see that, well, arguably the penetration is a lot worse on AP and on APCR. The accuracy is worse, the aim time is a lot worse. The rate of fire is also much worse. It is 4 seconds worse, which is also quite a lot in my opinion. And yeah, sadly enough, yeah, I do prefer the 120mm gun more, even though those 560 alpha damage are quite threatening. Anyway, and this is how it looks. It's like super derpy in my opinion. Anyway, let's dive into other stats. To the armor, which is probably the most important thing of this tank. This is the tier 9 tank's armor. 180mm, 240, 120, 150. This is the tier 10 vehicles. 220, 240, 125 and 150. So we get here a massive boost of 40mm of armor, which makes this tank quite hard to penetrate. This 240, 260 can be penetrated by tier 10 heavy tanks. This, on the other hand, can't. Only with premium shells. And if you go in a decent enough little hull down position, well, we can even go further. I think something like this is the maximum. You could even go further, but you will have 340 to 360mm of armor, which is a great value. Obviously, you can hit here, which is a super sneaky weak spot, and will be quite hard to hit, but it would be worth it. 40mm, meaning every gun above 120mm have auto pen. But otherwise, frontally this tank is amazingly armored. 330mm effective armor, 300, 300, 300. Just the cupolas are the same weak spots as on the tier 9 vehicle. 100mm each, and they are big in my opinion. Just when you go hull down, they will quite well vanish, as they are quite good hidden because they're so far behind. Otherwise, as soon as you angle this tank, it loses its magic. Those flaps here are simply weak. The side armor is weak. You can see 60mm, yes, and out bounce angle you will, auto bounce obviously, but up here you can detrack him with damage. You have here easy to penetrate. Yes, it simply doesn't feel that well. And side armor, let's not talk about that. RT is a big threat to you. Stage 2s are a big threat to you. And T49s are even a big threat to you. You need to watch out. They can penetrate you quite easily into the side and it will hurt. The Badger can penetrate you with HE or hash in the sense. Yes, frontally it's a beast. It's a great breakthrough tank, but sideways, watch out. I also made a little comparison of those two tanks because I feel that the tier 9 tank is either a 9.5 vehicle or simply the tier 10 tank doesn't really offer a lot of great changes. Yes, most of the things are getting above. Turret traverse, speed, penetration, DPM, just slightly though. Accuracy, aim time, armor, HP and so on and so on. But honestly, yes, I think that the tier 9 vehicle is better tier for tier than a tier 10 one. When you come from the AMX 5120 with the tier 9 heavy tank of the French tech tree with the autoloader and get 50B, you're just like, man, the 50B is so good, it feels so great, it's really an upgrade. Here, you feel the upgrade, yes, but it's not that big of a difference. It's probably a bigger difference if you use the 130mm gun, as you have something different there, definitely. But otherwise, yes. Do I see this tank in competitive play? Maybe. It is fast, it is faster than a Super Conqueror, it's faster than an E5. It could maybe be a substitute for the E5, but right now the meta is anyway Type 5 heavies. And those meh tanks called WZ 111 5A with its ridiculous DPM. It has great view range if you equip it with view range skills, Brothers in Arms, optics and vents, which is super cool. With, as you probably see beforehand, if you put in some coffee, you get almost 500 meters of view, which is absolutely astounding great value for a heavy tank, meaning it is perfectly well suited for breaking through one flank. And don't forget, if enemies are facing you frontally, or you can go hold down, this tank gains a lot in strong armor and simply being a bounce god. The only thing which I am scared of is the duckbill of the gun mantlet, as it could be able to bounce down here. I'm not sure as it can bounce, as it is spaced armor, as you can see. It could be easily penetrated as it is only 130mm thick, but it can bounce down here. Also, wargaming, really. How is this spot here only 40mm thick? Like, this is a 220mm thick plate. It could go all the way up here and should still be here 220mm thick. What did you do? Why did you do that wrong? But that's a little thing. Also, one thing you could say is a weak spot is that thing behind here, but the turret is hiding it perfectly. Anyway, I think it is time we jump into the gameplay of this tank. So here we are on a tier 10 only game in the assault mode on Erlenberg, as you can see, with not too many AMX M4 54, a decent not many Badgers and a lot of artillery. Gosh dang it. So well, here we play the tank with the 120mm gun, the stock in quotation mark gun, in my opinion the better of the two, as it has better DPM and is more reliable. And we decide to rush through one specific line, or like rush through this side and see what we can do. And as you can see, the speed is again great of this tank, and the accuracy of this tank is also not too bad. You can see we aimed in pretty darn fast. Accuracy on the move of this tank is, well, not too shabby. And there we go. This FV4005 stage 2 splashed us behind until 486 damage, which is quite remarkable for just, well, a snapshotting gun, or like for a splash damage. Now I decide to see, well, the RHM, it looks like has some problems, is AFK. We get a shot off by the artillery, 355 damage. I load some HE to be able to finish off the Rheinmetall Panzerwagen, but that's not a big problem anymore as he is dead now. Artillery certainly likes us, they splash us and do quite some damage onto us in my opinion. Damn it, you clicker! Mars. I go back to AP and see, hey, there is a E50M rushing through. We still have a stun crew, we have reloaded. Sadly, we bounced the turret of the E50M. We already lost 1000 hit points, but we got 1600 damage ourselves. Sadly, here our gun starts to troll us a little bit. Even though it's quite accurate, we have problems hitting the stage 2. And I guess it's simply bad luck. But with the big and good view range, we are able to already got 1600 spotting damage. Remarkably a lot on a Sheridan. I'm not even sure where he was at. But we got another nice little spotting damage onto the stage 2. We get spotted and we retreat behind this little cover. So we are not getting shot at too much by the TDs camping in the back. Because still, we should not underestimate the Badger's DPM, as it is really darn good. My biggest concern for pushing forward right now is first of all the Badger and second of all the E50M. I was now like, hey, maybe I can use the other flank to drive around, but then the E50M spots me, so I need to stay safe. Luckily for us, we are able to shoot into his side. The AP shells are again quite good. 264mm of penetration. It's 7 more than the 50B, which is actually kind of interesting. That's better penetration than the 50B. I still need to get this E50M out of the game before we can drive on, do some damage. The Badger bounces us because, well, the turret is super bouncy. As you can see, he hit the gun mantle, dealing no damage at all. I'm trying to see, can I get a shot onto the 50B? Yes, we are able to get a shot. Gun is still accurate. It's nice to see. And we are at 2900 damage and 2000 spotting damage. Another shot by the artillery stunning us for another 15 seconds. We are reloaded though. We try to make a blind shot onto the E50M. We hit it, which is nice. Now we try, as you can see, to stay more or less hold down, making him hard for him to hit our lower plate or even our cupolas. He is a one shot, our shot hit him, and well, now I'm like, you know what? Our team already finished off the other side. Let's do this. E50M, I'm coming for you. Again, you can see the accuracy on the move is fairly decent. Quickly aimed in and we get him off. Sadly, because he was a little bit above us, he was able to shoot down with a decent enough angle, and he penetrates with his heat shells. Luckily, no more splash damage was received. I immediately repaired the tracks, immediately got rid of the stupid stun. As you can see, yes, get rid of those sky picks. And well, we get our revenge. Quick snapshot, quick aimed in, and there we go. A game won in 5 minutes. 3400 damage well dealt, 2000 spotted, because again, spec on view range, which is something I would certainly recommend for you to do, and you are set to go. It was a third class game. We got 9 bonds out of his, and we were top damage from both teams. 3848 damage, 2 kills. Well, the other one did 2400 and the other one of the enemy did 3099. 13 shots, 11 hits, 10 penetrations. A good value, in my opinion. We did 900 damage via sniping. We were sad with those 2 shots. Missing the stage 2 was simply bad luck. Sometimes it happens. We blocked only 480 damage by the Badger. Sadly, couldn't really show the armor. But the view range helped us a lot, 2000 spotting damage, and we are set to go. Overall, I'm looking forward to this tank, as it is something like a niche, but it feels like it is part of the game. It is something you can use in the game. Maybe even in Clan Wars, as it is faster than an E5, it is comparable DPM as an E5, comparable armor, and good APCR. But anyway guys, what do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. I hope you enjoyed this video. If so, let me know, and I'll talk to you all later.